In this video, Neville Goddard will discuss a very interesting topic. He will speak about the power of our words. The world is a magical circle of infinite mental transformations. When a man discovers the creative power of inner talking, there are an infinite number of possible mental conversations. He will realize his function and mission in life, and then he will be able to act with purpose. He acts unconsciously because he lacks this knowledge. Everything is a manifestation of the mental conversations that occur within us without our awareness. However, as civilized beings, we must become aware of them and act with intention. A man's mental conversations attract his life. As long as there is no change in his inner dialogue, the man's personal history remains unchanged. To try to change the world before changing our inner dialogue is to go against the very nature of things. Your words set your imagination in motion. Keep an eye out on your inner dialogue or self-talk about your beliefs, yourself, other people, and your current situation. What you think and believe about yourself, your friends, your neighbors, and other people will not come back to you. Your inner thoughts and words are seeds, and you will reap what you sow. Hate is a seed, and love is a seed. Don't judge, and you won't be judged. God's kingdom or the source of creation is within you. Your words bring the power of your imagination to life. They will not go unnoticed. Your words are powerful. Your words and your imagination are one and the same. Most people are unaware of their wonderful human imagination's creative power and accept life as being influenced by the external physical world. However, when you discover this incredible power within yourself, reality becomes more malleable. You will realize that your imagination creates reality. Neville believed that if you imagine a scene of your desire and live as if it has been fulfilled, you can ignore all physical evidence of your current reality. The imagined desire would then materialize and become your reality. Neville Goddard's techniques for manifesting your desires have one major requirement. You must believe and feel as if your wish has been granted. Neville popularized a revolutionary spiritual vision. Everything you see and experience is a result of your thoughts and emotions. Before we continue, let's let Neville speak for himself. If you enjoy videos like this, make sure to click the bell icon and subscribe to our channel. Be sure to pay close attention. Enjoy!
Certain words in the course of long use gather so many barnacles of connotation that they almost cease to mean anything at all. Then the only thing to do is to scrape off the barnacles. Such a word is pure, or pure in heart, for they shall see God. When you read it with the present meaning attached to the word, you wonder which is the more difficult. The condition imposed upon man to see God or seeing God. And that is not the meaning of the word pure. The Greek word kastaros, translated pure, means clear, open, free, unlimited. It is used for a tract of land that has been cleared of trees, therefore free, unobstructed, and, unlimited. Blessed are they whose mental horizon has been so purged, so cleared of the trees of traditional wrong thinking, that they know that God is all and all is God. They are now free from the tyranny of second causes. You do not have to work upon yourself to become pure to see God. In other words, a pure heart is the consequence, not the condition of seeing God. The moment you see God, your heart is purified of all secondary causes. And you can't turn to the left or the right or to anything in this world, for you've found the only source of the phenomena of life. Now, the word see, for this is taken from the Greek. The words see and to know are the same word in Greek. Here we are told that if I am pure in heart, and only if I am pure in heart, I will see God. And yet in the same gospel, I am told that no one has ever seen God. The only Son, who is in the bosom of the Father, He has made Him known. Then I am told, no one knows the Son except the Father. And no one knows the Father except the Son, and anyone to whom the Son chooses to reveal it. You can take the words see and know, and they're interchangeable. No one has ever seen God. No one knows God. But the Son, who is in the bosom of the Father, He has made Him known. I can tell you the thrill and the shock in store for you when you are revealed as God. I could tell you from now to the ends of time, and I cannot persuade you to the point of real conviction. It takes the Son to convince you. And when the Son stands before you, everything is done. At that moment, you for the first time know God. And you see Him only by knowing Him, because to see and to know are the same in Greek. Now you really know who God is when He stands before you, and even before He calls you Father. You have no doubt in your mind as to who He is and what you're looking at. You know your Son. At that very moment, you know God, and not before. You might have heard it, you might have read it, but you are not persuaded to the point of real inner conviction until you know it in this manner. So no one knows who the Son is except the Father, and no one knows who the Father is except the Son, and anyone to whom the Son chooses to reveal it. And if the Son sets you free, you are free indeed. And only the Son can set you free. And so when He comes, and He will come, let the whole vast world rise in opposition to what I'm telling you. It makes no difference to me whatsoever. I know, I've experienced it. And oh, what a thrill and what a shock when you go to bed perfectly normally as a simple man, and have an experience of this nature, and suddenly you are startled. You, your simple little being that you are God, but you can't deny it. His Son stood before you, and He had no other Father. You are His Father. And when you have it, then you and I must be one. And when the whole vast world has it, we must be a unity. We must be that unity spoken of in Scripture as the Elohim. That compound unity, one made up of others. The whole vast world will know God. So that this seeing God, based upon the purity of heart, is not something that you set about to do. I can't conceive of any man in this world actually persuading himself by changing of this and changing of that he is pure of heart. When he's living in the world of Caesar, where everything here dies and things are always in turmoil, that he would actually judge himself emotionally or in any other way mentally as pure, as he calls the word pure. But you're instantly free of all obstruction as to secondary causes the minute the Son reveals you as God the Father. So I say it is consequent It is not the condition of seeing God. And so the minute he stands before you, instantly that whole vast, wonderful world of yours is cleared of all obstruction. Now you know what catharsis means. Well, we use the word as a purge in our world. We speak of a catharsis. That's the root of the word. To purge, to open, to set free, to completely leave open a channel so there's no obstruction whatsoever. Not one tree can stand in its way. And so when this track is completely cleared, and it's cleared the minute you see David, at that moment there is no other cause. And until that moment I turn to this, to that, and to the other, these secondary causes, and live in a horrible state. For that is the greatest tyranny of the world, the belief in secondary causes. So here, the word pure, let no one frighten you that you've got to set about to purify yourself as the world thinks that is pure. Because who knows the secrets of a man but the spirit of a man? So who can look at a man and say he's a pure man? How does he know he's a pure man? By his standard of purity, no man is, including himself. But by scriptural standards, the minute you see David, and David reveals you as God the Father, then all the trees, all the obstructions, everything in your world that came between you and self disappear, and you are the only cause of the phenomena of your life. And you go through life now, simply bringing into your world the things that you would like to entertain in your world. No matter how difficult it seems to be, you see it, you know there's only one cause, and so you simply rearrange the thing you see. You don't throw it away. You don't discard it. You rearrange it, and in your mind's eye, you re-photograph the image. And re-photograph the image, and let life develop that negative and produce it on the screen of space, and it will. So here, blessed are the pure in heart, that sixth beatitude, which seems so difficult to most people to interpret. And I haven't found one interpretation in Scripture. All the commentaries, I haven't found one that will go back to the root and show us exactly what it is. I have what is considered the grandfather of all interpretations, which is the Interpreter's Bible. They do not touch it. They would admit it's the most difficult of the Beatitudes, this sixth one. But they can't touch it unless you go back to the root, unless you have the actual experience of what it means to actually purify and take all the trees out of man's mind, purify the mind. And it can't be done until he stands before you. And you know, without any doubt, who you really are. When you know who you are, there is no secondary cause, none whatsoever. And then comes the vision. Here my wife gave me a vision 2 months ago. There was no occasion to tell it, but it would fit. He said we were in this fantastic, magnificent, enormous apartment in a palace. And we were the gateway into a new age. But the age in which we were was a police state. And we were constantly being searched, but we were not molested. We were completely free, not one little bit ever happened to us. But a palatial place with a full complement of servants. And while the vision lasted, you seemed to know these people. The servants in the kitchen, the servants in the other areas of the enormous apartment, the butlers, the private secretaries, all seemed to know us, and we knew them. But our position was the gateway into freedom from the place of complete slavery, like behind the Iron Curtain. And when the searchers came, they came, and our guests, we always entertained guests for dinner. Not more than 6, therefore they made 8 of us, she and I, and the 6 who came as our guests. And I would explain to them the way of escape. I would tell them the one and only way into freedom. But strangely enough, as I was telling them about the way into freedom, they were already simultaneously at that moment, I am telling them, and they were already at their destination. See, it was the strangest experience here. You are explaining to them the way of salvation, the way of freedom. And yet at that moment, they were already, although physically present before us, they were already at their destination. And when these people came to investigate all the searches, they simply left and went to their quarters, their rooms, behind these panel doors and these tapestries. And they never touched us, but they came and they never found anyone. No one could ever touch anyone who came to us. And strangely enough, he said, as it all took place so naturally, I knew that it was all organized and actually directed from above.